All right, guys, you're welcome back to this channel. And just as usual, please take out 1 2 minutes and let's quickly share this with those who need to be part of this meeting tonight. You're welcome, Suleiman. You're welcome. If you can hear me clearly, please just say yes. Suleiman, if you can hear me now, can you just type yes? All right, so I can know that my audio. I think I've enabled my audio. So please, if you cannot hear me, just let me know right at the comment section below. All right, great. You're welcome, Suleiman. So others that are just joining us as well, just do well to type right at the comment section below. Let's know if you're following us right now. And for those who may be coming late, you will need to actually watch the recorded version of this lesson tonight. And I'm sure you're going to be learning one or two from this meeting tonight. I'm very sure of that. Okay. In our next session, will most likely be on the Forex trading lessons. All right. So we'll proceed further without wasting any time right now. Just as we all agreed on in our academic channel when we voted for the topics we are meant to take. The topic we are meant to take tonight is mastering market analysis, and that's actually the topic. We are mastering market analysis and also how to be a profitable trader. So at the end of this lesson, you should be able to analyze the market, know exactly what it takes, and understand when some people call themselves market analysts. And at the end of this lesson, you should be able to understand the market better and be able to make informed um, choices in terms of even the kind of tokens you trade, the tokens not to trade, when to enter some tokens, and when to exit some tokens. You're welcome once again, guys. And I do hope you get something tangible from this lesson tonight. All right, so we are understanding market analysis and also how to be a profitable trader. So the first thing we are looking at is the market analysis itself. Okay, so what exactly is a market analysis and why do some persons call themselves market analysts? And at the end of this lesson, you will know whether some people who call themselves market analysts are really analysts or not. Right. So now market analysis involves the act of evaluating the market data, and that is in order to predict future price movements. Literally every single company needs a market analyst. For instance, even Tesla, whether it's Tesla, whether it's iPhone, Apple, they make use of serious market analysis before they push certain products into the Nigerian economy. All right. So most of the things and the things you do that makes you determine what type of product is this? Is this product really valuable? And some of those other things that you look out for. Okay, is this product really going to sell in the economy? What is going to happen if I push this product to the Nigerian economy or to this particular country at a particular time and season? So these are all the works of a market analyst. And that's literally what market analyst is all about. And this is also very important in the crypto space. Okay. So now there are three main types of market analysis or market analysis. You have the technical analysis, you have the fundamental analysis, and you also have the sentimental or sentiment analysis. So the technical analysis, which is often abbreviated as TA. In many places, you'll see them writing TA. What they are simply saying is technical analysis. For instance, there will be some news you'll see out there sometimes, and some of them will write according to, I think I mostly write that as well. According to TA, this is the direction of the market. Or according to TA, This is exactly what this is all about. So technical analysis is simply the study of price charts and patterns, and that is to help identify the trends and the potential trading opportunities. And the major goals of the technical analysis is actually to identify trends, and trends in the sense that where is the market currently, where is the market going, because it is these trends that helps determine market direction and strength. You know exactly where the market is, you know exactly where the market is going based on what you can see from the chart. You just look at the crypto chart. The same thing applies to the forex chart as well. You look at the chart and you're just saying, okay, based on these candles, where exactly is the market going? And based on this, where exactly is the market coming right into? And if possible, I'll be looking at just maybe open one exchange and just show us that if we can, all right, before our time is over. Now, the second thing and the second goal of technical analysis is the fact that it helps predict price movement. We use patterns, we use indicators to forecast future um, prices. Indicators, you hear people saying moving average, that's MA. You hear people saying like relative strength index, Bollinger Bands, and so on. So these are all things you make use of when using technical analysis in your analyzing the crypto market or a particular coin. The next thing is it helps optimize trading. You're able to make informed entry and exit points for trades. So, how do you analyze the market? We've mentioned technical analysis. The second one is fundamental analysis. And the fundamental analysis is actually the evaluation of underlying factors. That is, just as you have the word fundamental, which shows that you have to check from the foundation. That's literally what it means. It is simply looking at what controls the chart. Now, in technical analysis, you are looking at the chart. For instance, you see the chart going up, down, or going up, down. But in fundamental analysis, you are trying to understand why exactly is the chart this way. You know, in technical analysis, you are considering um, where is the resistance, where is the support. I think I may likely take 2, 3 minutes to actually explain um, resistance, support, and little other things in technical analysis, right? By showing us from the chart. Now I'm just trying to bring the three together and then give you the differences so we can help understand this better once you start saying charts. This makes it even much better. Now, in fundamental analysis, you are trying to understand why the market is selling, why the market is buying. For example, you understand clearly based on what happened recently, where the market just started tanking, that it started dropping in value. Now, the fundamental analysis that came from it was a news released by Trump. And you could see that some persons that actually had access to this news on time were actually able to position themselves right early in the market. And some of them were able to make something cool from that market. For example, when the market tanked, that is when the value dropped terribly, and I posted buy, 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 it was all based on the fact that the market had dropped terribly based on fundamental analysis. So let's proceed further. So this is actually to help you evaluate the foundational factors, the underlying factors, such as project development, adoption, market demand. And this is also part of where news, where you check news. This is also where that also plays an important role. News about the project, understanding or just going to read news about what is happening about the project, what is happening about even the crypto space generally. So those ones are fundamental analysis because in that area now, You are not reading any chart. You are not going to maybe BTC and trying to see, okay, BTC is going up today. You are looking at your chart and you are seeing that the candle is going up, 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 which means that's been buying. You are not even looking at that in fundamental analysis. You are asking questions like, why is it buying? And you go online, check some of the things, and you discover that sometimes the reason why it's buying is because someone said something, either a prominent figure or an influencer, a major influencer, most of the time, Trump or BlackRock, or someone just bought BTC. Most of those news are really fundamental news, okay? Or some things about the development of the project. So let's quickly run faster. Now, the goals. What are the goals of fundamental analysis? It helps determine the intrinsic value. It estimates a security's true value based on its underlying factors. That is, you are not just buying a coin just because many people are buying it. You are not just buying the coin based on the fact that technical analysis, that is, you look at the chart and the chart says this particular zone in the chart before now has actually been buying and buying, or the market has been going up and down, which means there has been some resistance or support. You are not looking at those things. You are only looking at the real value of the token or the coin. What is the problem this coin is solving? What is the tokenomics? So these are all what you look at for when understanding the fundamental analysis. So that helps determine the real value itself. You understand the real value. And the second one is you are able to identify investment opportunities. You find the undervalued or overvalued securities. You know the ones that, okay, this one is actually not too worth it, and yet people are really camping around it, like many meme tokens today. Many, but majority of the meme tokens you have are just based on hypes. They are simply sentiment analysis. We'll come to sentiment analysis shortly as well. So some of the things people buy, you won't buy them if you actually pay attention to fundamentals of the project or the coin. In the fundamentals, you're also talking of the use cases. What's actually the problem this token or this coin is coming to solve? All right. You're not looking at the current challenges surrounding the coin, like Pi, for instance. Pi is a coin with strong fundamentals. Currently, Pi is still dipping, that is, the value has been dropping, but yet many people are still camping around Pi. Why? Because of the strong fundamentals. It has great potentials based on the several problems it is coming to solve, and based on some of the dApps and so many dApps coming on the blockchain. All right. So it helps underline, identify tokens or coins that are either overvalued or undervalued. Now, the last one is it helps make informed decision. Fundamental analysis is very important because it also helps investors to understand a market's, a company's financial health, the growth, the potential, the competitive position, and it enables a better informed decision. When you know that this coin is going to do well eventually, you are not even afraid of the dip. Even when Bitcoin first came out, many people spoke negatively against it, but yet it dipped, the value dropped, but yet it kept on flying. Even the Trump today that is holding, if not more than $1 billion worth of, I think close to $1 billion worth of BTC. I think the other ones should be either Ethereum and Ripple and the other assets. He once kicked against crypto too. The same thing for other top companies, top government officials. They all kicked against it, but it came to a point whereby they just all have to accept it. And the reason was because they noticed crypto was solving a major problem. The fiat, which is the paper that you have, can't solve. So it helps solve several problems. And that is a major reason why people couldn't just look away over the years. And that was why, despite the fact that they spoke against it, they still had to come back and buy. Many Nigerian politicians as well are also involved in cryptocurrency in one way or the other. Many started accumulating BTC several years ago. Some of these politicians, they're actually very rich in BTC. Many. Now, lastly, I said something here. This is the most important of all the analysis. The technical analysis is the most important. And the reason why I said this is the most important is the fact that no matter the noise made around the coin, no matter what happens, if you don't understand the fundamentals behind the coin, it can actually collapse and you will end up losing your money, because not all coins that came out with their blockchain are still surviving till date. In fact, if you go and do proper research, just search, you will see the list of coins with blockchains that have crashed in the time past. We have many, like Meta, like several other ones that came out and yet crashed. So you need to understand, is there any unique thing this particular coin, any unique problem this particular coin is coming to the market to solve? If there is nothing like that, it is a clear proof that this coin isn't going to last or stand the test of time. You saw what happened to sheep. If not that they started building wonderful use cases around sheep, the value would have dropped terribly more than the way it dropped after the all-time high. You saw what happened. The thing kept on flying, 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 based on the fact that so many sentiments were coming to sentiment analysis as well. So many sentiments were built around it, social media hypes, and several of all those other factors. But yet, it couldn't hold well at its all-time high. It kept on dipping and dropping and dropping. If not for the fundamentals, the value would have even crashed, and Shiba won't even be Shiba again by now. So the fundamentals was what made people to keep holding on to Shiba token as it is. So how do you analyze the market number three, which is sentimental analysis or sentiment? And this is also an indeed a valuable tool in market analysis. Sentiment analysis involves evaluating market sentiment, emotions, opinions to gauge market direction. Now, in sentiment analysis, I think the last time I was showing you how to check the fear and greed index. So the aspect of the fear and greed index I was showing you how to check is actually part of sentiment analysis. When the fear is high, when we have extreme fear, you have the fear and greed index position at either 25 and below. That's extreme. The market has entered extreme fear. And one of the things you do when the market is showing extreme fear is the fact that that is the best time to buy. In fact, when the market crashed after Trump gave that funny news of 100% tax on China products few days ago or weeks ago, I think last week or few days ago, the market actually tanked and it went to extreme fear. One of the major reasons why I said all coins are sitting well was the fact that the fear and greed index also fell terribly. Many people started selling off. And why I said you should buy was because that is actually the best time to buy. When the market enters a phase of extreme fear, below 30 downwards, that's extreme fear. Those are the times to start positioning and start looking for what to buy. Because no matter what you buy within those seasons, you must always enter profit once the fear and greed index starts going up, at least to greed over 50 and even 60, which now goes to greed and extreme greed and higher. So you've seen most of the posts I make some of the time when many people are fearful, that's the time to buy. And when they are extremely greedy, that's the time to take your profit and walk away. You can just take your profit and walk away. So, what are some of the tools you make use of when analyzing the market using sentiment? You make use of the social media um, to analyze that. Analyzing tweets, posts, comments, it helps gauge the market sentiment. One of the things the Shiba Doge used in breaking through was all based on sentiment, nothing more. In fact, all meme tokens thrive on sentiment. All. There is no single meme token that is not thriving on sentiment. The- some of them may likely, most of them that started likely grew above sentiment into establishing strong fundamentals and use cases, but they all started and thrived using social media eyes, which is the key part of sentiments. So I said we have the technical analysis. You look at the chart, you look at resistance support, you tell, okay, the market has been selling, it will keep selling. The market has been selling, it's time to start buying. You look at the chart, but in fundamentals, you check the use cases, check the underlying factors, check the news surrounding the project, check the tokenomics and the rest. And in sentiment, you analyze based on looking at social media factors, social media tweets, news, the rest. You check, okay, there's so much hype surrounding this token, then you jump in. Another thing you look at in sentiment is using indicators like fear and greed index. I think I've explained that already. And another thing you look at when using sentiment, which is emotion, is on-chain sentiment. You check the number of people holding the token. Like the token I think I dropped a meme token and I said people should jump in, but they should endeavor to take profit immediately there is a good pump. That meme token alone, currently, I think they just have 60 something holders. Now, looking at the holders, you may likely, some people will be, now your emotion, which is your normal senses without even looking at either fundamental or technical, will tell you, okay, since we have less people holding, if I buy now, when more people hold, the coin is likely going to pump. That is the simple illustration of sentiment based on chain um, analysis of sentiment. You look at the number of people holding the token, you said, okay, so many people are not holding yet. Let me quickly jump in and be part of the holders so that by the time the holders increase to 100, 200, 300, 1000 at least, by then the price would have skyrocketed and then I would have gotten my capital and profit. So that is another aspect of sentiment analysis. So these are very important. But the major one you should always focus on in terms of tokens you want to hold for the long time is fundamental analysis. But if it is based on tokens that you just want to make quick profit from, then look at sentiment. And when you're looking at sentiment, you're considering tokens like meme tokens. Some call it meme tokens. It's actually meme tokens, but Nigerians, I think we call it meme tokens. All right. So if you have any question, you can just type that right at the comment section below. Once we are done with this, we are going to look at the questions briefly. And if you're still following us, can you just type or drop thumbs up for us right at the comment section um, below? Okay. So the major key concept in market analysis, if you're still following us, can you just drop thumbs up right at the comment section below? Let's see and let's know that you're still following and you're gaining some form of understanding from, and you've gained some form of understanding so far. All right. Now, the major key concept in market analysis is actually trend analysis. You analyze the trend, and this helps identify market trends and sentiment, the direction of the market, and the rest, the support and the resistance, which is still part of technical analysis, and the indicators, which is also part of technical analysis. So these three are actually the major kind and the major thing that makes you a market analyst. In case you want to call yourself a professional market analyst, how best can you work with this, and how best can you differentiate between them, and how best can you use in using this tree to determine which kind of token to buy, and when to exit. Looking at these three explanations alone, you already know exactly, okay, if I buy this token right now, you already know by now when to exit. If too many people have jumped in and the price have skyrocketed too much, it is an obvious sign that you need to take out some profit from that particular token. You saw what happened to ICE. It flew, and I said people should actually take profit. In fact, almost all the time, I've always encouraged profit taking. And the reason is because we've been in this market and we've seen some of these things so far. Now, how do you be a profitable trader? This is the second aspect um, of the lessons. Okay. Yes, I can see that right at the comment section below. Keep dropping the thumbs up if you're gaining some form of knowledge from this section tonight. Thank you guys for the feedback. Now, how do you be a profitable trader? Number one, which is very important, develop. In fact, this is the most important. One of the reasons why I said always take profit is because that is one of my major trading plan. So develop a trading plan. Define your goals. What are you looking for in the market? Define it. Define your risk tolerance. How much can you lose? How much can you afford to lose? And define clearly your strategies.